Hi, everybody. Hi. How are you today? So, are you ready for a new episode of the Good Air of Genna Tours? So, let's begin by the introducing us. Since obviously we are waiting for you to come online, and I am Claudia, and she is
Barbara.
and together we are a tour guide, and we are Genna Tours. So we are a tour operator. They operate in Sardinia, and we love the island of Sardinia, and we love to bring the tourists around it. So obviously, right now, with all the coronavirus situation, we don't have a lot of tourists, but we still love them. So we want to bring Sardinia to you virtually, obviously. So today, this project that we created is called the Good Air of Genna Tours, and that's because Genna in Sardinian language means door, and we want to bring you a fresh air through your door, and in this door we are welcoming you to the beautiful island of Sardinia. So today we are going to speak about the geology of Sardinia, and we are going to be in. I will show you immediately exactly where we are today. So, as you can see, this is obviously the entire Europe. This island around is Sardinia, and the red spot is exactly the museum of geology in Sardinia. This museum is directed by Luigi Sanciu, that it has different museum in Sardinia. He is a geologist, and unfortunately today he can be with us, but we recorded him yesterday, and I traduced him in order for you to understand exactly what he's going to say. Okay. Um, so let's show him exactly who he is, and in order to show him, we are going to show you the book he wrote. It says Intergalactic Manual of Geology of Sardinia. Okay, and this is a book he wrote together with Antonello Angeledu, and Antonello, he is the one who created these beautiful drawings. Okay, and since obviously the most passionate about the geology are the kids, obviously this book is especially dedicated to them, but actually I myself actually I enjoy it very much because obviously, who doesn't love a good and easy explanation, especially about these topics that are not that easy, right? Okay. So the first thing that we want to talk you about is the geology of Sardinia. So the first question that we ask Luigi is where we come from, basically. So it's a basic question, very easy. Okay, it's not philosophic as you would think, but obviously we ask him exactly why Sardinia has this shape, and where it comes from. So the fact that obviously the continents were not exactly like today at the beginning of the time. So we ask him exactly where the island comes from. So he was so generous to explain this and explain us why this theory. Okay, so let's start with the first video.
Per rispondere
In order to answer this question, we have to go back 500 million of years ago.
milioni di anni.
At that time, we would have seen a completely different world from what we are used to see today. The continents at that time didn't have the shape of today's continents. It was basically a complete different planet.
Avevano la forma dei continenti attuali, quindi proprio sembrerebbe quasi un altro pianeta, giusto la scaletta del
This is
tempo
the timeline, and you can see that we are in the geological era of the Cambrian. And this was the situation at that time. And as you can see, it was completely different from today. The Sardinia was where the red spot is, and it was in front of the Gondwana continent. As you saw, Sardinia was underneath the sea, and we would have seen early life forms that were evolving. And we would have seen this small animal. On the picture, you can see the fossil 1.5 centimeters long of a trilobite. This is a distant relative of the crustaceans, and you would see it on the seabed looking for food. This is probably the most ancient fossil of Italy because we in Sardinia we have the most ancient rock and fossils. We can see now the animation of the movement of the trilobite. It has tiny paws and small antennae. It reminds us of a small bug that in Sardinian language we call pirigunja, but in English is called peel bug or potato bug, and you can recognize it because it rolls up on itself. And the interesting and fun thing is that the trilobite too used to do the same thing when it was in front of some predators.
Okay, so you saw exactly where we were. Okay, so in the east part of the globe, and we were underneath the sea, and that's very important. And we know that as you listen already, because we found so many fossils all around Sardinia. Okay, and so obviously the next question that we asked Luigi was okay, but when we came out from the sea, basically, so he explained to us that on the already on the Jurassic era, so the Mesozoic era, we were already coming up a little bit, okay, and it was a situation where Sardinia basically came out and then it would come back underneath, and but it wasn't the Sardinia, it wasn't the ground, but it was the sea, the level of the sea that would come up, they would decrease or increase the depth of the water. Okay, so well, let's listen immediately from Luigi. Okay.
This was the situation around 170 million of years ago. Again, the red spot was the island of Sardinia, and at that time, part of it was immersed from the sea. There are many places around Sardinia where there are limestone rock that are the proof of the sea of the Mesozoic era. In fact, inside of it, we can find lots of fossils, seashells, and corals. This is Perdaliana in Cairo, and it's a limestone rock, and it is what remains of the deposit of what the sea would leave. Here you can see that the white line draws the shape that Sardinia has today. The brown and green color make you understand what emerged from the sea 160 millions of years ago. This happened because the sea decreased its level. Only later Sardinia will push from underneath. And at that time we were connected to France and Spain.
Mentre poi la Sardegna ha iniziato anche a sollevarsi.
Okay, okay. So obviously, when we knew as soon as Luigi told us about the Jurassic time, the first thing that came to mind was. Were there any dinosaurs in Sardinia or not? And so let's see exactly what he answered about that.
Right now, we still didn't find any dinosaurs in Sardinia, but close to the town of Alghero, so on the north of Sardinia, we found a sort of big iguana, 5 or 6 meters long. It wasn't a dinosaur, but it was a big reptile, and later it will become our relative. That's because during the Mesozoic era, these reptiles evolve into mammals.
Okay, okay. So, so unfortunately for all the kids that are going to watch us, in Sardinia we didn't find any dinosaurs. Unfortunately, not only for the kids, right, but also for the adults. And in fact, Luigi actually promised us that he would try to find them because, in his opinion, it may be something. That's because he explained to us that when the Mediterranean area was taking the shape that we know today, we were actually in front of, we were actually connected to the Spain and France. Okay, we are going to see it very immediately, but I wanted to tell you this that no, over there, exactly where we were connected, they found some dinosaurs. So why? Come on, why we found them over there and not in Sardinia? So it is very very strange. So it maybe that it can that maybe there are some dinosaurs still covered, still underneath the ground. Okay, maybe. So let's hope that we're going to find some dinosaurs. I don't know why that's so important, but it's still
Sono sogni da bambini.
exactly. It's some kid's dream. It may be useful. Why not? Okay. So let's see if in the meantime you came up online. Okay. Hi, Queen Barb. Hi, Anne Marie. Hi, how are you? So I'm so happy that you are coming to watch us. Let's keep you comment, make some comments. Let's if you have any question at all, just ask us, and also tell us about something, if there are any problem with the video or audio. Okay, so as I was telling you about the shape that Sardinia and the Europe is coming all together. Okay, this happened during the Cenozoic area. Okay, so obviously we are making a huge step because if the Jurassic time was steps forward, and we are going to see what happened around 2 years ago.
This is the
Okay.
situation during the Cenozoic era,
So let's see
around
what happened.
23 millions of years ago. As you can
I
see,
think that
the Mediterranean
should come
area
soon.
is starting to have
Okay,
the shape
here
we know
come.
today. As we said earlier, Sardinia is in front of the coast of France and Spain, together with
Probably.
Corsica and North Africa. At a certain
Okay, so the video is not coming. Let me see. Maybe I can tell you all about it, but it would be
This is the situation during the
okay.
Cenozoic era, around 23 millions of years ago. As you can see, the Mediterranean area is starting to have the shape we know
take
today.
a moment.
As we said
Probably it's
earlier,
coming.
Sardinia is in front of the coast of France and Spain, together with Corsica and North
During the
Africa.
Cenozoic
At a
era,
certain point, something happened.
there was
There is a big
basically
fracture between Sardinia
Europe
and
was
France,
coming all
and
together.
slowly
Okay.
the
And
island of Sardinia start a long journey
that
that will bring us at the
okay,
center
so
of the
something is
Mediterranean
happening.
Sea.
We are going to
This journey will see many different climate change, also for the flora and fauna. During this moment, there is a tropical weather, and we can say that because we found many pieces of coral reef.
Okay, so I think we are back, and probably you would listen to me. Anne-Marie says that the video was playing, but she could hear me talking as well. I'm so sorry. I don't know exactly what happened, and we couldn't see actually the video playing. That's why I was keep talking because I didn't want to stay like silent. And so sorry about that. Okay, so let me know if you want to see again the video about the Cenozoic era. Because probably like with me talking on all the time, probably you didn't listen to very well. Okay. Okay, you know what? I will play again, just in case. Okay. Okay, we have a comment. You can. Yes, please. Okay. Okay. I will. I will show the video again. Okay. So sorry about that.
This is the situation during the Cenozoic era, around 23 millions of years ago. As you can see, the Mediterranean area is starting to have the shape we know today. As we said earlier, Sardinia is in front of the coast of France and Spain, together with Corsica and North Africa. At a certain point, something happened. There is a big fracture between Sardinia and France, and slowly the island of Sardinia starts a long journey that will bring us at the center of the Mediterranean Sea. This journey will see many different climate change, also for the flora and fauna. During this moment, there is a tropical weather, and we can say that because we found many pieces of coral reef.
Okay, there we go. So I hope that now you would hear it very well. Okay. So hi Paola. Hi, thank you very much. Okay, I'm so glad that you enjoyed the video. Okay. Finally, so you probably saw that was taking a little bit of the shape that you would know it to date. Okay. And so over there, we found basically in the middle of Sardinia, because as you probably saw, Sardinia would have the sea right in the middle. Okay, so basically we're now there is the 131 road for you for the one that already saw Sardinia. You would know that 131 road is a road that goes from the south to the north of Sardinia, and basically it divides Sardinia exactly in two. And so over there was still the sea. Okay, so Sardinia was not whole at that moment. And over there at that time you would find very often huge shark known as Megalodon. Okay, and so we know that for sure because we found so many teeth. Okay, I want to show you now, just really quickly, many. There we go. Okay. So have a look. Have this huge. No, sorry. Okay, I'll try again. So sorry. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now you can see that there are many teeth. Okay, and in the Museum of Natural History. Okay, they will come very quickly. Okay, and you can see that because we found so many because obviously there were many sharks, and the sharks usually they lose so many teeth in the time. Okay, have a look over there. Okay. Okay, so now let's of the Megalodon, where Luigi will explain to us about these huge sharks that they found. Okay.
This is a huge shark called Megalodon, that literally means big tooth. And this shark habited Sardinia during this time, and it would swim in the sea that still was cutting Sardinia in two halves. We know that because we found many teeth around Sardinia. Since the shark don't have bones, its teeth are kind of adapt on the gum. That's why they lose them all the time, and that's why they have 3 or 4 lines of teeth. In this picture, you can see on the left a tooth of 10 centimeters long, while the other one is 3 centimeters long, probably of a young megalodon. Both of them have been found around Sardinia, where before was covered by the sea.
Okay. So I will try again to show you the pictures of how many teeth there are on the historical museum, natural museum of Cagliari. Okay. No. Okay. So today is not a really good day for internet over here. Okay. Well, no problem. I mean, they found so many things. So let's see what Anne-Marie says. So that is why we found seashell in the middle of the island at the Nurage you took me to. Yes, yes, Anne-Marie. This is exactly the reason. When Anne-Marie came to Sardinia, we went to a beautiful Nurage that is called Nurage Genna Maria, and basically right exactly in the middle of the stone that compose the nuraghe. For the one that don't know exactly what a nuraghe is, basically it's a prehistorical building that the Sardinian people built around 2000 years BC. Okay, and it's made of huge stone, okay, huge parallelepiped stone, okay, rectangular stone. And with Anne-Marie, we found like some seashell. They were like fossil. You would see it right in front of you on the stone. Okay, and Anne-Marie, that's exactly why we found this seashell. Exactly. That's because Sardinia was completely covered on the sea, and even when it came out, there was still a huge sea in the middle of it. Okay. There we go. Thank you, Anne-Marie, for your comments. Okay. Right now, so we have two more questions that we talk about with Luigi. Okay, and these were actually many questions that you as a tourist made very often to us. And the first one is there any seismic activity in Sardinia? Okay, and we have some obsession that since Sardinia is an island and it's very ancient, because as you probably saw, Sardinia came out from the sea way before the rest of Italy did. Okay, so for so long, many people thought that since it was ancient and it was old, there was not anymore any seismic activity. Instead, listen of what Luigi has to tell us.
The last volcanoes died out 100,000 years ago. And we are speaking about volcanoes that are on the north of Sardinia, like around the area of Sassari. The island of Sardinia has been mistakenly considered a seismic. But actually, we do have earthquake. We had them and we'll have them in the future. The thing is that our position is far away from other contact area like the Apennines. Therefore, we are safe from destructive earthquakes. In the history, there are documents where they mentioned just a few earthquakes considered of 4 or 5 level, so very little impacting in the daily life of Sardinian people.
Okay, so as you probably heard, there is still a little bit of seismic activity, okay, but it's not major like in any other places of the rest of the world, okay. Obviously, we don't have any problem like the rest of Italy, where there are unfortunately so many earthquake that destroy actually houses and roads, etc. Okay, we still have some earthquake every now and then, but nothing major, nothing that would destroy anything. Okay, and that's actually very important because there is it let us stay very safe, like it's actually a very place actually to visit. you know okay, so in about the fact that Sardinia came out way before the rest of Italy. This is very important because it gives us the primate, the first place basically in the classific, about the fact that we have the oldest fossils. Okay, so the most ancient fossil are in Sardinia, and that's obvious because it came out before the rest of Italy. And the same is happened exactly about the rock. So about the huge the rock that creates the mountain. Okay, like the one that we saw before. Okay, so this is very important for us because it gives us the possibility, to be the first. Okay, and for the pride, sometimes it can be useful, and also because obviously having it gives us many information also about the history of Sardinia. Okay, so since it was a safe place since the beginning of the time, because it was stable for longer time, this is actually helped people like the Nurage people to build in entire civilization. Okay, so I would give you some moments for asking some questions. Okay, because we are arriving at the end, and in the meantime, I want to show you the last question that we asked Luigi, and this is obviously the most important question, especially for all the tourists. So, why in Sardinia there are so many beautiful beaches, and how it happened? Okay, so many of you actually asked us this question, and it's very important, and we want you to hear from a geologist exactly the reason why it is so easy for Sardinia to produce so many beautiful beaches.
There are two elements that make our beach so beautiful: the sand and the water. The reason why we have white sand is due to the fact that we have granitic relief. These are rock formed from quartz. Because the river, by eroding the granite, it brings the quartz to the beach because it's the hardest mineral, so it's able to arrive to the beach. The reason instead for the crystal water is that we don't have big rivers that are able to bring huge quantities of mud and debris that would make the water turbid, like it happens in closed sea. While in Sardinia we have open sea and there is a good change of water and the water stays crystal clear.
So you see, that was the reason. So basically, the minerals like the quartz, they gave us the white color, and also the fact that we don't have huge rivers. So huge river with a huge power to bring all the mud, all the debris right down into the water of the sea. And so this gives us the possibility to have the crystal clear water. Okay, so this is obviously the geological reason. Okay, but obviously there are so many other reasons, like even the biological reason, like the fact that into the water there is the Posidonia, that is a plant that stays on the bottom of the sea, and this plant basically gives a lot of oxygen, and it cleans basically the water from all the the impurities that can happen into the sea. Okay, and obviously there are so many other reasons why the beach are so beautiful. But you know, I mean, as you probably you're going to see when you come, or you saw already when you came. I mean. This is the kind of situation where you definitely need to be over here with us to just enjoy the beautiful beach. Okay, so let's see if there is any other question. Okay, ciao Paolo, hi. Okay, so I mean, there are no other questions, and so I would gladly show you just a second. I want to show you just a few picture of the time when we came, when we went to the Geological Museum. Okay, just give me a second. Let's see if the computer is going to work with me. Today is not really a good day. Okay. So let me see. Just a second. Okay. Probably. Okay, there we go. I just want to show you just a few pictures about the day that we spent on the museum. That is actually a very beautiful museum to enjoy. Okay, with Luigi Sanciu. Okay, and this is basically the reconstruction of the situation that was that happened underneath the sea while they were while Sardinia was creating. Okay, and have a look at all the fossils that they found. Okay, and it's very beautiful because it recreates exactly that, and part of it are image that they printed out, and the other are fossils like this one. Okay, look how beautiful these are, the sea star. Okay, and these are this is one of the teeth of the megalodon. Okay, two teeth. Okay, and this is actually a small crocodile tooth that it was living again in Sardinia at that time. Okay, and this was a crocodile. It was not too long. It was just 3 meters long. Okay, and this is actually a tooth that Luigi found. Okay. There we go. Okay, and this is Luigi that he was explaining to us all the fossils that tell us all about the history of Sardinia. Okay, and obviously in this museum there are even some objects that arrive from other area, like this one is a fossil very important that was actually found close to Napoli. There we go. And as you can see by the colors and everything, this is a museum where the kids are like really enjoy all the activities. Okay. Wow. And just about the activities that the kids enjoy, this is me. Actually, I enjoyed so much the fact that Luigi made us work, and he actually made us clean a fossil, clean a piece of rock with a small tool, basically that would go around, and it was actually very fun, you know. And but just only yesterday he told me that it was just a piece of rock, nothing there was any fossils inside of it. I was really sad about it. Okay. I'm actually very convinced about what I'm doing. Okay, okay.
Wow.
And these are other beautiful fossils that were all about what it was underneath the sea. Okay, there we go. Okay, there are so many things. Okay. And this is the view that you can actually see from the museum. Okay, this because the museum is on top of the Giara of Genoni. Okay, the Giara is basically like imagine like a mountain, okay, a plateau, basically a mountain that is completely flat on top, okay, and this is called Giara di Genoni. And actually the flat, the plateau right in front of us is the Giara of Sidi, okay, it's another one, and they are basically one in front of the other, okay. And as you can see actually so many important, the entire valley from it. Okay. And there we go. This is Barbara. Okay. And again, the valley. And as you can imagine, this Jara it was very important also for even for archaeological reasons. Okay. And over here, this is basically a fracture that was created thousands of years ago, okay, between like two, in a block of granite. Okay. There we go. This is me and Barbara. Okay, again. Okay, the valley. Okay. And that's it. Okay. So you guys, I can see that there are no other questions. I hope that's because we covered them already. But obviously, if you
potremmo poi girarle a Luigi.
exactly. If there are any other questions that they will come to you later, just make them write them in a comment, and Luigi will answer you. Okay. So thank you again for your participation. Thank you, and I hope to see you next week. The live will be on Saturday. Okay, so the many of you are going to be free, and we are going to talk about another really important subject, and that's the music in Sardinia. And I'm sure that you are going to love it. And so just click like it, click follow on our page, and share it with whoever you want, and you are going to be sure that they are going to like it. Okay. So thank you very much. Bye. Bye. Ciao.